Sup shitters, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to Immaculate Reviews, where today we're checking out a track by an artist named Soss titled Swept Right, a single. Without further ado, we're going to switch over to here and listen to Swept Right and hear what we think. Taking it back to the start. We've got some nice piano parts, a synth there. Oh. Oh, some heavy vocal modulation. Super melodic.
My POV is PVO. I took my order to go. Spiraling like touchdown throw. I just copped another O. Let's take it down 1, 1, 2.
There's a lot going on in the vocal section. There's like 2 or 3 bits that are going on here. I'm keeping up.
In the right hand, no Capri. Top down in the 5-4. Right hand getting down low. Cause sexy in your cocoa. And I needed you to let go. Cause I didn't wanna let go. And better that we don't know. I just laugh right. Cause you know you swag right.
Okay, cool. Well done not bringing in that 808 until then. It was a nice is a nice contrast because the up until now it's been very eerie. I've kind of been wondering when the rest of the sort of dynamic field, the frequencies will be filled in. Because it was basically his mids and highs. And it allows you to come in with like a hook or like even a bridge, and it's nice and strong.
You give me that neck bite, thirsty for that check, right? Bought you new Protect eyes. You just gotta sacrifice it if you wanna live in paradise. Only got one cellular device. Would you mind if you kept it concise? It's not my intention to be nice. It's not my intention to be nice. I'm controlling, but my location remote. Yeah. Bought you Fendi, but you want it Goya toe, yeah. You get what you want, cause you miss his gold, yeah. We keep getting sticky like a post-it note, yeah.
I think what's keeping this engaging for me is listening to the flow this guy has with his delivery. It's just on point. It's so smooth and slick. Because the actual, there's a few instruments in here, like there's a piano that's kind of playing chords every 4 beats. You've got the drums, which are very minimalist, and then you've also got the basses coming in at every hook. It's a very chilled out approach to the production of music itself. There's equally as much issue going on with the vocals.
You keep on sending, but I tell you take a seat. I've been white self and he cover up my meat. I know you want messy, but I gotta keep it neat, keep it organized. Nothing comes as a fucking surprise. Don't need you or your intricate lies. Don't need hows or the wins and the whys. Too bad you made me all the more wise. I was never any good at goodbyes. Never knew if I could muffle the cries.
That repetition of the sort of rhythm and that delivery keeps it, you know, keeps it friendly and keeps it sort of reasonably easy to follow. And back to the hook.
You just gotta sacrifice it if you wanna live in paradise. Only got one cellular device. Would you mind if you kept it concise? It's not my intention to be nice.
It's not easy to deliver those lines that clearly.
He don't wanna smoke, he don't wanna heavy metal. Only smoke he wants is the gas and the pedal. Only talk I do is on the shores with the Leno. To be or not to be, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it'll be all of the things that I saw when I went to sleep. Night, night, go to sleep.
Damn, man. So I'm assuming that he's talking about like a woman that he's spoken to like through the internet, through like something like Tinder or something like that. He's trying to sort of discuss the sort of dimensions of that kind of connection to that person. You know, like I am this man, and you know you've got to know this about me, and hopefully we can get along. And I'm assuming that something didn't really go well at the end, or that he's like feeling a little bit isolated at the end, and he's like, no, go to sleep, as in like, it hasn't really worked out, but I wish you the best, and I'm just going to be on my own for a bit. The music was kind of sad sounding. There wasn't a lot of hope. There wasn't a lot of positivity involved in there. I think this was a very somber kind of a mood. The energy, the 808s are fairly authoritative, but aside from that, it was kind of, there was a sort of a tentative nature to it, as in like a sort of a little bit unknown, as in is this person actually going to be the right one for me? All in all, though, I think it was a reasonably solid performance. I think the mixing and mastering was pretty on point. I wasn't really sure what the addition of those sort of like side vocals were doing, like those kind of vocal chops that were going on behind. I couldn't really follow what they were saying as well as the main vocalist, just because of the way they were panned in the mix. Like, it was about 30 degrees that way, and it was just, there was a bit too much. But I think maybe if I had like another listen where I wasn't trying to review it or talk at the same time, it'd be easier for me to catch up on that. I think it was really nice that he had like that little bit at the end where he kind of just had the piano and himself to kind of separate from the rest of the mix as a kind of conclusion. A dedicated conclusion is typically it's just an instrumental section nowadays, but it was nice to have like a different message there to kind of put an end to things. I think that Soss is an incredibly talented vocalist and rapper, and if he's also responsible for his own production, he's done extraordinarily well. It's not an easy thing to do. I'm just blown away by da-da-da-da-da-da-da, like that he pronounced them so clearly. There was a pristine nature to it. I was really blown away by the skill involved to be able to do that. He's obviously been rapping for a while. He's a polished musician who knows what he's doing, and I would like to see what he could do with like an EP or something like that. I think that maybe if he explored more the relationships he had with people, it might be interesting. But of course, he might just want to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. That's totally up to Soss. Anyways, that was Swept Right. Thank you very much for watching my review of this track by Soss. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Just trying to think if there's anything I missed. A lot of these songs I'm reviewing lately are a bit shorter, so I kind of end up doing 6 or 7 minutes. I kind of wonder whether I've sort of missed something, because I want to make sure I cover everything. I actually think, just as a closing comment, that minimalist approach to the musicality, that the orchestration of it, like the 3 or 4 different elements, was a really great way to let the vocals just have their own. I think if there'd been maybe one more element, those backing chops would have been kind of absorbed into it. So I think that was an attempt by Soss to kind of give room to those backing chops. And I think that consideration is really important, and it shows the sort of maturity in that he writes music. Yeah. Stay cool, stay safe. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on. I'll catch you next review. Spider hands out.